I am here with Matt Holm, one half of the intrepid Baby Mouse Squish team. And are you ready for my 5 fabulous questions?
I sure am. Fire away.
Excellent. Question number 1 is, how did you get started working in comics?
How did I get started working in comics? Well, I started out way back in my college days doing political cartoons for the school newspaper. And did that for about 3 years there. And that really sort of taught me the basics of working in print medium and working with black and white in a tiny, tiny space. And after that, I was drawing web comics on my own for a few years after college. And Jenny, who had been doing YA novels, said we should do comics together, because she really wanted to write comics, because all we did was read comics as kids. And so I said sure. And we spent about 3 years working on Baby Mouse and pitching it around before someone bought it. So Baby Mouse was actually my very first real paying comics job.
All right. Question number 2 is, did you read comics when you were a kid? And if so, what were your influences?
Did I read comics as a kid? Yes, I read tons of comics as a kid. We grew up in a house, 5 kids. I was the youngest. All boys except for Jenny, poor girl. And so there were a lot of comic books that had been collecting year after year after year. We just had, these milk crates of them in our basement that I would read through. So I read all sorts of random Marvel and DC comics, because in those days you didn't follow one comic religiously. You just went down and picked up some random comic, or our mom would pick them up for us. So they were all out of order and made no sense. You just read them for the single issue anyway. So we read all sorts of the traditional comics, but we also read a lot of comic strip collections. We have all of the Charlie Brown Snoopy Peanuts collections going back to the 1950s. So I really sort of was weaned on that, and on Calvin and Hobbes in Bloom County in my sort of formative years. And I was thinking I could be making comics too. So Bloom County and Calvin Hobbes really made me want to draw my own comics.
Excellent. Question number 3 is, what are you currently working on?
What am I currently working on? I am currently working on Baby Mouse number 16, which is Baby Mouse for President. That's coming out next fall in time for the election. And I'm also simultaneously working on Squish number 3, Power of the Parasite. And that comes out, gosh, I don't know, next fall also? I'm starting to get a little delirious, so those are the 2 that I'm working on right this second.
Excellent. And you're working on a project of your own too, aren't you?
Yes, I'm on the side. I've been working on a middle grade novel for a couple years now, so we'll see where that goes. It's not done yet. It's nothing final. Nothing for sure yet.
It's exciting though.
Yeah.
All right. Question 4.
Okay.
What graphic novel or comics title that you've read in the past year would you recommend for kids or for teens?
Oh wow. Read in the past year, so many choices. Gosh, I just read Hereville the other day. I was gonna say Brandon Tugemeyer's Smile, because I got another copy of it last night, so I was thinking about that, but I'm like, no, Hereville. I just met Barry Deutsch. He lives in Portland where I live, so I've run into him a couple times now, and finally got a chance to read his book, and it's fantastic. So I would totally recommend that.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a bonus question, because we're here at that Comic Book Legal Defense Fund booth.
Yeah.
And you and Jenny have just put out a Baby Mouse poster to help benefit. What made you guys want to get involved in this?
Well, it was very random. It was funny. We were at the Stumptown Comics Fest in Portland, which is our little tiny Comic-Con, which is interesting because almost all independent artists and creators there. But Comic Book Legal Defense Fund had a tiny little table there, and one of their reps was walking around and said, I would like a Baby Mouse drawing. So I was doing one, and I'm like, what do you want me to draw it about? And she said, about, the First Amendment. So we did one with Baby Mouse, and as I think, a Revolutionary War soldier, said, Baby Mouse supports the First Amendment because she's got things to say. And she took that back to the headquarters, and they're like, oh, that's cute. And they were going to auction that off, but she's like, I want to buy it. So then someone got the idea to make another one that they could use as a promotional item.
Oh, cool.
So we did one that they could blow up at poster size. So
very nice. Well, it's a great cause and one that I've been supporting for years, and everyone should support.
Totally. Support CBLDF. Do it.
Yay! And my last question, which is
Okay.
very librarian-y,
Yes.
is if you were stranded on a desert island,
Uh-oh.
and you could only bring one book with you, it doesn't have to be a comic, and assume you're going to be rescued, so it doesn't have to be how-to.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good point. See,
See?
no one thinks about that with the desert
Exactly.
island question.
Yes. The food is provided, but there's no way to plug anything in.
Right.
What book would you bring with you?
I probably, I'm a classic nerd. I would probably bring Lord of the Rings. You know, it's long. There's a lot going on. There's all those appendices and stuff. You know, could probably learn
languages to
Elven.
learn,
I
yes.
could learn Elvish in my spare time. You know, 2 Elvish languages if I was crazy. you
Yes.
know. So that's probably what I would do.
Very good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.